I started early, just in case people are having issues coming on. I don't know if anybody's here. Obviously, I think it says no, nobody's here. But if you are here, be sure to type in a comment and let me know you're here. Hello, I see someone came. And be sure to type that you're here, post a comment. Hi, Amy. Thanks for coming. I'm going to be drinking my lunch shake. I apologize for that. I figured out that I was starving right when I was starting this. I'm so glad you're here. I'm sorry we're not going to be showing my face today. I am not camera ready, but I am coloring ready. I'm a little bit nervous. It's been a really long time since I've been live. I used to go live all the time on my YouTube channel when I was back home farming, doing farm stuff. So Amy, where did you find me? Oh, great. Well, I hope, if you have any questions, I'll try to answer to the best of my ability. I haven't really taught how to do what I do, but I'm happy to try and explain. I like to color with colored pencils as well. I feel like they're really you can get the good detail of it. Oh, well, I'm glad you found it. Are you one who has my coloring book? Or are you just joining to have fun, which is fine too. I would love to just chat too. My coloring book is available on Amazon, of course, and I could always link that below in the chat somehow. Pardon my arm. I should probably get a link for that ready. Just in case. So I have a Facebook group too, if you ever want to join. It's not just going to be about coloring, it's about all kinds of art. That is the Facebook group. And my coloring book, and I published this. It came out in the beginning of February. But there's the link for that. And no worries, you don't have to get it. I'd love to just, hang out too. But yes, I'm happy everybody's here. Yay. Hi. Be sure to say hello in the chat, and I'll keep up with the chat as best as I can. It is now 10:45. We'll give people a few minutes to join before we really get going. Sorry. Again, I am drinking my lunch shake because I decided I was starving. Hi, Jenna. I'm glad you're here. Let me know if I am talking too fast or anything. I'll try to talk slower. This will be available for viewing another time too. It'll record and it'll stay on my YouTube channel as well. I don't know, I think it stays on the Facebook too. Sorry, I will probably bump my tripod a lot, so I apologize ahead of time. It's not the greatest setup for what I'm doing here, but it's what I got for now. And what we're doing today is, so this is the beginning of the color along in my coloring book. So what I'm using today is my coloring book. It looks like this. Sorry for there. You can get it on Amazon. I have linked it in the chat. Let me know if I should link it again. Yeah. So this is my coloring book. It came out in February. We'll see what happens, Amy. I'll try. I usually do it as I go. So this is a coloring page that I'm working on currently in here. This is not the color along page. We're going to be coloring the French angelfish. So I kind of just do one element at a time when I'm coloring, because I think that's just what works for me. And I'm new to sharing my process. So this is another coloring page I did in here. These are all fish that I've seen here in the Caribbean. I live in the Virgin Islands, the U.S. Virgin Islands, and I took pictures of fish when I was snorkeling, and I made a coloring book from it. So we're going to be coloring the French angelfish page today, and we have 2 weeks, to work on this. So, like, if you don't color today, that's fine. If you don't get the book until a few days, that's fine. If you're just here to hang out and learn and chat and get to know other people, that's fine too. So that's that. It is on Amazon paper. Some people don't like it. I think it's just fine, but maybe it's what I use. So what I have here is also my favorite sharpener for my Prismacolor pencils. This is a Prismacolor Scholar. So I think it's meant for the Scholar, I was going to say brand, but the Scholar set of pencils, but I find that it works really well for the Premier as well. You can find links to everything I use and all of my socials on my link tree, and I'll link that here. And okay, so yeah, so that I have some spare paper in case I want to scribble or try out a color. And then, of course, I have my Prismacolor pencils. I've used Prismacolor my entire life. I'm a little bit biased. I did try the colored pencils, and I think they're a great budget beginner set. They're not my favorite because the lead is much harder than the Prismacolors, and I found out that I have carpal tunnel. So that's a thing that makes coloring a little bit hard. I just have to remember to take breaks and all that stuff. So additionally, I have my color chart that I'm not done with yet of my Prismacolor pencil. So sometimes if I want to find a color really quick, I'll look at my color chart. Imagine this is on a nice piece of paper. And because that will eventually, I will have I'm making a color chart swatch book to sell on Amazon, and hopefully I'll get that done soon. But anyway, that's what we're using today. And yeah, so sorry, I'm gonna take a drink of my shake. And I apologize for my nails not being perfect because I got nervous the other day and I picked off the polish. I'm sure you can relate. Okay, so my process for starting a coloring page is since this is like a real critter, I prefer to color it like the real thing. It's not necessary. Color it however you want to, and that's fine. If you want to make it bright, fun, different, whatever, that's cool, because you know what? There's no rules, but I like to color it like the critter. So I am sharing with you my little process. So first I go to Google and I look up, the French angelfish. This is a juvenile, so it's a young one, and then an adult. So Do we want to color? Let's color the juvenile first. So I'll go to Google and I put in the juvenile French angelfish, and the juveniles are just striped. This one is an adult here, and this one is a juvenile. We'll go to images, and I'd like to find kind of what the face looks like, but that one might work. So, I mean, I don't know. You don't have to use my process. So, there's no wrong way to do this. But I think I kind of like that. 1 second. I should have looked this up before, but I kind of wanted to show you my, oh, this one's better. So that's my, what I like to look at. I like to look at what the thing actually looks like myself. And so that's just that process. Hi, Melissa. I'm glad you're here. I am sharing my progress, how I choose my colors, blah, blah, blah. I always go to Google and I look up the thing that I like, and I kind of use that as a reference point. So I decided I liked the colors of this one. Let's see. Ba-ba-ba. What do you think of that? Is that annoying, or should I don't know if I can make it smaller. Okay. Well, anyway, I think we kind of know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so that is for the little one, for the French angelfish. So then what I do is I pick colors that I think are gonna work. Actually, that's not even a juvenile, but it's not. Oh shoot, that one's a good one, but it's not a juvenile. Now that I look at it, but it's a good front. See, the juveniles, they're mostly striped, and then they have some blue. So I took pictures while I was snorkeling in order to draw my coloring book, and it was very inspiring to do so. Sorry. I thought that was a juvenile, but it's not. And then sometimes Google's like, no, I'm not going to. That's kind of a fun picture. If I could zoom in on it, there. Okay, we can kind of reference this one. That's not bad. Does it make you uncomfortable to see the big eyeball? There. So I usually will have my reference photo up somewhere. Sometimes I'll put it away and then just, go off my own head. So now we're going to pick colors. Of course, it's black. So I'm picking the black, which is 935. I am not a good person to record the colors that I'm using. Someone asked me and I felt so bad. They're like, well, what color combos are you using? And I'm just like, oh gosh, I did not keep track. But this is how I pick. And I can tell you what I pull out, but I can't promise to tell you what I'm actually using while I'm coloring. Okay. So it's very yellow, and obviously we're going to need canary yellow, which is 916 of Prismacolors. That's a really fun blue. I don't think I have anything that matches that specifically. But I think cerulean, I hope I'm saying that right, cerulean blue, which is 103. I like to add some other colors to it too, like peacock blue is a great blue. I just love it. It's one of my favorites, and that is 1027. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Chat. I would love to talk with you if you have questions or, want to know anything about me. I'm going to pull out True Blue, which is 903. Hey, Nanya. How's it going? We are coloring along in my coloring book, which is called Caribbean Sea Life. And it's available on Amazon. Okay, so colors. Sorry, I got distracted. So I want like a lot of choices of blue. I may end up pulling out more or as I go. This is non-photo blue, which is 919. And I always find a way to put in some light aqua, which is 992. And we always will need a dark blue. I'm going to pull out, I'm not sure if this is the right one. Indanthrone blue. Yeah, that's 208. And I want indigo as well. Indigo is a great dark blue to have for your darks. So indigo blue, which is 901. Okay, and then always I like to have like a light blue. Sorry, I'm looking on the other page here for highlights. And for now, I'll put out light cerulean blue. Is that how you say it? Cerulean? I don't know. Okay, that's that for now. I want to pull out some more yellows. I love making my yellows a little bit orangey, just because that makes me happy. I generally do kind of follow the, where is it? There? The reference image. But I also like to add things that make me happy, like a little bit of orange, because it looks good also with blue. And we'll pull out lemon yellow. We'll pull out some white just in case. And for now, I think, we'll go ahead and look at the grays really quick. And I'll probably pull out 90% cool gray, which is 1067. Oh, lemon yellow is 915. Oh, for the oranges, I pulled out Spanish orange, 1003. Sunburst yellow, 917. And yellowed orange, 1002. All right, we were talking about this. Great. And then always a light one just for because I can. We'll pull out 20% warm gray, which is 1051. So I may pull out colors as I go. I don't know. We'll find out. I need to take another drink. So angelfish are so funny when I'm snorkeling, because they act like they're all hard, like they're like really protective of what they're doing, and then you get close to them and they run away. Well, swim, but you know. Okay, so I'm going to sharpen everything. Well, you know, as I go. They always say you're supposed to turn the sharpener, not the pencil, and I've never really found that there to be a difference for myself. I kind of turn them at the same time, but I really like the shape of this pencil sharpener because there's a little bit of you can turn it, you know, it's like a lever. So how are you guys doing? Please do a lot of messaging. I'd love to chat. I am going to start coloring now. So we're going to lay down the black lightly, and we will build up the color. Ooh, actually, let's do the yellow first. I am so sorry. Let's do the yellow first, because I've noticed if you lay down another color first and then you do like a dark color, the dark color won't get in the light color area and like spread, if that makes any sense. I don't like, there's little like dust, colored dust that gets other places. Okay, so we're gonna look at, you know, the here, and we're gonna notice what's going on. I decide where my light is coming from. Usually I always decide the light is coming from the top right. Usually it's not a rule, it just kind of makes it look nice, but or you can color it however you want, but that kind of makes it easier. Up to you, whatever you want to do. I don't know, I might do something else. We'll see how it goes, but it's good to decide, you know, where it's coming from ahead of time so that you can color, you know, all. My words are not coming to me, okay? I'm sorry. So my husband and I, my husband's name is Dan, and we moved here in December of 2021. Before we moved here, we lived in Oregon, and we had a 20-acre farm in Central Oregon, the dry part of Oregon. Oh, thanks for asking. This is the lemon yellow. I just decided to go with the lightest yellow first, not for any particular reason, just because I thought it would be nice. Lemon yellow, which is 915. And please, yes, keep asking. This is my first color along, and this is my first live about this. So if there's anything that is shared usually from other people who do lives or color alongs, please ask, and please let me know what is helpful information. So, and if you don't want me to talk about my life, that's fine too. But I wasn't sure. I didn't want to leave the air like empty. So I am just coloring very lightly. So anyway, we had a 20-acre farm in Central Oregon, which is the dry part of Oregon. And it got less than 10 inches of rain per year. And I did love my farm life. I did. But it also made my depression crazy because I love every single animal ever. Like, ever, you know? And so that made it really hard because I was like really attached to my animals. So I'd be worried all the time. And that was difficult. Okay. I also need to know, is this close enough? Would you like me to move the camera closer? I can do that if you want. Just let me know. I wasn't sure, and I didn't want to bump it with my head. So it's like level with my forehead, but I can make it work. And sometimes I go out of the lines, and that's okay. Maybe a bit closer. Okay. Tell me. Okay, it's gonna wiggle a lot. I am so sorry. And I'm gonna have to move things. Sorry, it's on a bendy arm. Ooh, is it moving still? How is that close enough, or would you like it more closer? It might be a little bit hard for me if it was a lot closer. What do you think? Let me know. I'll try. We'll try. Anyway, farm life was good. depression was bad. I get seasonal depression and stuff like that. I've always been very open about my, do I do this every day or once a week? Do what? Do live videos? This is my first one. So I don't know yet. I was just doing a live to launch the color along. Like I've colored my whole life. I've been an artist my whole life, but in order to, work with my coloring book, I decided to make, I don't know, I thought it would be fun. So, okay, light. I'm going to go a little bit with the Canary Yellow 916. I kind of just go as I feel. I don't know. I don't really super plan ahead. I know Miss Jenna here, she keeps good track of what colors she uses. I do not. Hey, Rachel, you can't see the chat? There is chat on Facebook. I'm live on Facebook and YouTube. That could be why. I don't know. Apparently it doesn't show the Facebook chat. So I will try to do better at stating what the person says. I do apologize. I've never gone live in 2 places. So we have Amy over in Facebook, Jenna over in Facebook, and she asked if I do this every day. And I just started doing this, so I don't know yet. I doubt I'll go live every day. It's kind of a lot of pressure, I think. I missed a spot for the yellow, so I'm going back to the lemon yellow, and which is 915. I mean, I don't know if it's a lot of pressure. Ooh, I don't know how to make it not like go in and out of focus, because I'm using my camera my iPhone as the main camera, and it's just not quite the same. Anyway, this is all a big experiment. And I hope that you'll learn along with me and not be too upset that I don't know what I'm doing. So I always do, what's nice about the Prismacolor pencils is you can do lots of layering, and you don't have to press hard. That helps my newly discovered carpal tunnel. And, I was playing with the Color colored pencils. Okay, I'm going to go to the blue. I think I'll start with like a medium-ish blue color to block in some blue. I noticed that like I can't see as much blue on my drawing as I can on this image, but I might just add it in wherever it kind of, take some artistic license with it and add it in. What was I saying? I don't remember what I was saying. So I like the blue. Blue's pretty. Blue's one of my favorite colors. So my husband and I have been living down here in the Caribbean on one of the islands of the U.S. Virgin Islands for over a year now, and it's pretty good. My mental health is a lot better, but I still have issues with triggering depression if a situation happens, and that's kind of what's happening right now. So I've been a little bit depressed lately, but I'm okay. I've been doing a lot of coloring, and it's been fun. So I think I'll put in a light layer of black. Oh, I forgot to tell you, it was the non-photo blue that I just put in, and that was 919. And black is 935. And so we're just going to really lightly, and you can change the way you hold the pencil to be able to not press so hard, so you can do like a really light layer. And this I kind of like to block in. That's kind of what I'm doing right now. Block in colors that I'll be building up. Sometimes I take a really long time to color, so I do apologize for that if it's really long. If you gotta go, it's fine. Be sure to say hi in the chat. Love to get to know you. Tell me where you're joining us from. That'd be cool. Yeah, where are y'all from? I mean, Nanya obviously is in Texas. So blocking in colors right now. Oh, gotta take another drink. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, sometimes it takes me a really long time to color. Like, I'll try to be relatively quickly, but obviously this is all in real time. Tennessee. Amy on Facebook is in Tennessee. How's the weather in Tennessee? It's always warm here. We don't really have a cool season. I mean, to the real locals who have been here a really long time, the winter is the same months, but it's cold to them. It's kind of funny. I remember last year I saw people in puffy coats. I was like, oh my gosh, it's like 80 degrees. Why are you in a puffy coat? But I did find that I got used to the heat here really fast. And so I do get cold when it's like below 78, which is ridiculous. In the 50s, I would be so cold in 50-degree weather. My husband and I want to go visit his grandpa in Colorado this summer, and we're gonna have to wait till it's hot there. Hi, Randa. Randa is on Facebook, and she says that, hi, this is my first live coloring video to watch. I think you're doing great. I'm from Iowa, and I'm reading your comments out loud because I'm live on Facebook and YouTube. And so being able to read it out loud will let the other people know what you're saying. I thought that the comments showed up on both, but apparently it doesn't. And so this is my first time going live in two places at once. And Branda, I'm glad you're here. And thanks for saying that you think I'm doing great. I don't know what I'm doing, so that's cool. Right now, I'm blocking in colors that I will be using more in the future. If you have any questions about what the heck I'm doing, please ask. If you have ever done a color along, have you guys ever done a color along? I haven't. This is my first. I guess I decided to jump in with all feet forward. What's the saying? Jump in with feet first? I don't know what the saying is, but I jumped in and decided to host it as my first, which may be a mistake. We'll find out. Your first color along, Amy. Well, I'm happy you're here, and I'm happy we can learn together. Kind of a headache today. So I might have to take breaks because I have the bladder the size of a pea. And so I feel like I'm going to have to go to the bathroom soon. Just FYI. How's the picture quality? I know my internet can be up and down. And how is my talking volume? Obviously, you can turn stuff up on your side. But I'm just curious if it just sounds too loud, or I don't think I can change it, but we'll see. Jenna hasn't participated in one either. Well, hey, we can learn all kinds of things together. So now I'm just trying to make sure, like, you can see like here a little bit of lines from my coloring up and down. A lot of people will color like in small circles like this, but I honestly, I don't have the patience. I'll go over places in smaller circles to try to get rid of the lines. And also, this is the first time I'm talking about what I'm doing. And if you ever go on my Facebook or whatever, you can see the art that I've done. I've been arting for a while, so don't feel discouraged if you feel like your colorings aren't as good as somebody else's, because everybody's journeys in art and life obviously are different, and people take that journey at different speeds, and many people have different amounts of time that they can spend on this new journey. And me, I can spend a lot of time doing it. Oh, good. I'm glad, Rachel. I'm glad you're here, Rachel. Rachel says that the volume is good on her end. The picture quality is good. And so that's good to know. Okay, so now I've got the black blocked in pretty decently. You can see some lines still. I'm going to go back, I think, to the yellow because it makes me happy. Yeah. Okay, so in the picture here, we can, so I'm kind of showing you how I do light as well. So hopefully me talking about it will be helpful. So we can notice here how it's lighter in color on top here than it is on the sides. And it's light here because his fin is kind of like facing up towards the light. I'm going to add this. I don't know if all of them have this little bit of green portion, but I think that's really fun. I'll try to add that in. So when you're coloring or when you're drawing or anything, you have to really take a moment. If you want to make it look like what you're looking at, just FYI, you take your time and look at the image, your reference image, and notice what you're seeing. Because a lot of people will draw what their brain thinks it sees, but your brain will make lines straighter when it transfers from your brain to your hand. It'll try to make lines straighter than it actually is. If that makes any sense. So your brain has a way of manipulating your hand to do something that's not really what you're seeing. I don't know if anybody talked about that before. Oh yeah, we're going back to the yellow. I think I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna get like a creamier yellow. Let me see. Hold on. So pretend this is my really nice coloring sheet, coloring swatch sheet. And this is a benefit of doing swatches. I know there's been some talk on some of the Facebook groups about swatching. And so I'm going to grab cream, which is 914. And I think I'm going to grab 1011, which is deco yellow as well. Anyway, that's the benefit of swatching. So you can look at what you think color will work in your picture, and then you can more easily find it in your wherever you store your pencils. And someday I'll get my Prismacolor sorted. They are not sorted very well. in a way, I originally sorted them as they, as in the Prismacolor company, shows on their box. This is the first time I've ever had a full 150 set of Prismacolor pencils. I would just buy, when you start out coloring or drawing, you don't need to have all of the supplies, all the colors of one thing. Like Prismacolor has the 150. You definitely don't need that because you can mix colors really pretty easily. And when you're young or when you're first getting started, you need to see if you even really like doing the thing. So when I started, a really long time ago, a really long time ago, Rachel, who is Epinova Moon on YouTube, asked if I have ever used pencil. Oh, you know what? Can I do that? I forgot I can click and show. Bear with me. I'm so sorry. I forgot about that. If I've ever used watercolor pencils, and I have in the past. I never really liked them. My husband just bought me a cheapy set from like Office Depot or whatever, so I might try again. But I really like just pencils. It's cleaner. Okay, so I blocked in some of this yellow with Deco Yellow, which was 1011. And what was I going to do? Oh, I was going to add more blue to right there, just because I think it will be nice. There. Although it looks a little green because the yellow was below it. Now, I think I'm going to work on darkening up the blue. I think I'm going to do a layer of True Blue 903. Just kind of build up the color on this. Do I have any of this left? I really wish. Oh, just one more sip. Sorry about that noise. There's no more left in that. So, building up this color. I'm trying to color lightly on this, but I can't hold back here and color lightly and also have good control of where I'm putting the pencil. Oh yeah, so I never had the full set of Prismacolors until recently, and I found that I got by just fine. They're really easy to mix colors with and try to imitate what you're seeing. And plus, like, things don't need to be exact. Like, they just don't need to be. I mean, I understand that people like to do that. Okay, so I'm going to add the cerulean blue, which is 103. So, like, if you're just starting, I think there's a 36 set of Prismacolors that would be good to start with. 36 or 48. I don't know anybody who dislikes Prismacolors. I know a lot of people talk about their lack of quality control, but I literally just bought these and I have no complaints. I don't see any wood splitting. It might happen. I've had like one broken lead, and that's just a common occurrence that in like any pencils really, they can get easily broken, especially if you're shipping them yourself. It seems like if they're being shipped, like, to a store, because they usually do ground shipping then, and less people are touching it, I feel like, or touching like the packages, I feel like they end up being less broken. So sharpening the peacock blue, because it's a fun blue. And I'm just gonna add it in, because like hardly anything's ever like one solid color. That's one of those things that your brain will tell you that it is when it isn't. And then I have to remember, if I swipe, I need to wipe off my pinky, because it will, I'll end up putting the color someplace else. So who is actually coloring along with me today? And have you decided to do what I'm doing, or did you decide to do your own thing? Because both are perfectly okay. So this is the black, which is not what I want. I wanted the indigo blue here. And what I want to do with this is, on the reference image we have some lines kind of that go. It's not like a perfect shape. So I was going to try and imitate that. You, Amy, what are you in? You're coloring along with me today, or yeah, don't forget that you might have to reference, what I'm talking about in your comments, so I can oh, you're doing a fish. Oh, that's fun. You don't have the book, but you're doing a fish. That's great. That's fun. And if you decide to join my Facebook group, go ahead and post whatever you like in there, art related, obviously. No real advertising or anything, but regular rules. You can post what you're working on, and I would love to see. Let me know if you need me to post the link to that again. So I may have started going too hard in the blue, so it's not really showing the lines that I want it to show. That I was trying to do anyway, but that's okay. Okay, I'm gonna have to take a quick break. I have to go potty. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. I have a very tiny bladder. So, Oh, yellows. Let's do more of the yellow. So I am going to use, I think I'm going to go a little bit harder on this one. Harder isn't, making it more saturated. This is the Cream 914. Because that will make it, if I get these yellows done, then when I'm working on the black, it won't contaminate it as much with the black color over the yellow. See, I got some black in the yellow spot. Oops. But I try not to worry about it. Stuff happens. What kind of fish are you? Did you draw your own fish, or did you have Amy? Did you have a coloring book with a fish in it already? How did you decide, or what are you doing? Since you're the only person talking to me. Which is fine. You don't have to chat. Okay, I'm going to go back with the Deco Yellow, 1011. And kind of make it a little darker here. And so throughout these 2 weeks, oh, well, I think that's cool. I hope you show it in the Facebook group. I'd love to see it when you're, whenever. So for this color along, we'll have 2 weeks. I'll try to go live or make videos of what I'm doing every once in a while. Because I don't want you to be like, oh my gosh, you're so fast. I'm really not. Like, it took my first page forever, okay, forever to do. And I feel a little bad about that because I got distracted. So I want to do the green of the tail. So it's already a little bit yellow here. So I'm going to go over top of that yellow with light aqua, which is 992. I'm going to sharpen it since the lines are kind of small. And, oh, that's almost like the perfectest green for what the end of it is. I'm kind of just doing like little pulling. I don't know if you can tell, but instead of I'm going like sideways. And I don't know if you can tell, it's here on the reference image, you can see little lines. No, it's my own Facebook group, and it is, hi Christine. Christine is asking, will the videos be available later? The videos will be available on YouTube for sure. This is the first time I'm going live on Facebook, so I'm unsure about it being staying on Facebook. So I'm not sure about that, but definitely it will stay on YouTube and you can check it later. Okay, 1 second. I am getting the link to my Facebook group. So no, this is my Facebook group that I made. And it is here. Okay. Back to my little reference. Oh, wrong one. Here we are. Well, I gave you the link. Bye, Rachel. The link is in right there. So if you click the link in the chat, I think it's called Friends of AdrienneSmith.Artist, I think. I forget. But yeah. Okay, back to this. Oh yeah, I was working on that green. So I'm gonna go with the I think I'm gonna go with this darker blue, the Peacock Blue 1027. I'm just gonna draw just some little lines in here to make it look more like a little fishtail. Won't be perfect. Good enough. Okay, what do I want to do? Okay, basically done with the blue. Oh, I think I'm going to take this light blue color. Non-photo, no, I think. Okay, actually this light cerulean blue, which is 904. And I just have this little light area here, so I was gonna try to give it some highlights with this light color. Sometimes it shows, sometimes it doesn't. Oops, I'm so sorry. That'll happen a lot. Okay, back to the yellow before I go to the black. I'm gonna go with this canary yellow 916 and go. I'm still pressing pretty light here on this one because I want to be able to put in some orange, or, orange yellowy accents. Before I get too crazy, I think I want to make this a little bit light because the light would kind of hit that if it were there. So I'm actually going to grab my white and see if I can lighten that up a little bit. And white is 938. Where was I? Oh, here. So just to see if I can. If I can't, I'm not going to worry about it. But just try to lighten it a little bit. So I'm kind of pressing hard, but not hard enough that it breaks the lead or hurts my hand. Did a lot of drawing yesterday on my iPad, and I woke up and my hand was killing me. Okay, so there's that. Go back with our little bit darker yellow, which is the canary yellow. 916. If I say all these colors enough, I might end up remembering them. What number they are. Hey, Amanda. I'm glad you're here. What's up? Amanda is on Facebook. She's here. And we just have pulled out colors. We started coloring. We blocked in colors. And now we're kind of going in and adding in details of the colors. If you have any questions, let me know. This video should be available here on Facebook afterwards. I'm not 100% because I haven't gone live on Facebook before, but it will 100% be available on YouTube. Okay, I'm going to go with my lightest, which is not that, lightest orange, yellow. What do we think? Sunburst. I think so. Sunburst, which is 917. You have a bunch happening this morning. That's okay. I thought it would be fun to kick it off with a live video and see what everyone else is up to and have a little chat, get to know each other. And you guys can get to know me, ask me questions, anything you like. I'm pretty open about most things, really. Obviously not inappropriate things, but most things. And I'm using Prismacolors. You totally do not have to. You can use whatever colors you like and are most comfortable with. And you don't have to follow what I'm doing. We're looking at my reference image and we're kind of giving it, I'm giving it my own twist because I really like having like orangey yellow accents. And then the light coming here, we want to make kind of this side a little bit darker. And, you know, just remember that you're the artist here coloring and you can do whatever you want. You can do artistic license, which is what I'm doing by adding this orangey color in. I like it. So I'm looking at the bottom here and I don't think there's actually any yellow there. So I'm going to change it to the blue because I can, even though there's not really blue there either. You know, like, so when you're looking at fish in the water or any real animal, they'll have the general colors that they are, but they don't always have it in the same exact spot. They might be a little bit off, a little bit different. The one I was looking at when I drew this, or when I took a picture of when I drew this, didn't have like really this yellowy outline on the end of the tail before the green. It was just black. So what's interesting is that you know, every animal is a little bit different somewhere, kind of like fingerprints. You know, I'm noticing, I'm looking closer, there's some blue in the top of this dorsal fin here, and I'll try to add that in too because blue is great. So now that we're going to add some blue, let's start with the non-photo blue like we did last time we built it up, which is 919. And it's going to look a little green, but I think I drew the yellow in light enough to go over it and it will be blue. And this, the blue, which is hard to see. I don't know if I can zoom it. I can't zoom it anymore, but it's really hard to see. But it's kind of like in line here. So I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to give it more than what it actually shows on there. That's the whole artistic license thing. We're allowed to do that. I think I'll add some there too. And then I'm going to go directly to this darker, this cerulean blue 103. Where are we? Oh, right here. My brain's like thinking about other things on accident and I don't really have control over that. Thanks, ADHD. Okay, then we're going to go a little darker to the peacock blue, which is 1027. I'm just going to do it like kind of at the bottom of this. when we color the black, like that darker, it should be looking pretty interesting, I think. I think, is this a little bit purple? Be cool, because I see a little bit purple in the blue as well. This is the, I don't know how to say that. It's probably not in focus at all, but it's like INDAN throne, Indian throne blue, which is 208. So I'm just gonna give it some of this. You can kind of see purple. I'm gonna add it a little bit here. Then I'm gonna go to this true blue and add it on top of here. True blue's 903. Add it on top of here. Sometimes you can see it, sometimes you can't. Yeah. Okay, now, so that yellow is pretty, I think I'm going to add some white up here to these yellows. So I'm kind of pressing hard, but not like too hard. Obviously, it's not breaking the lid. Just kind of trying to lighten up these areas that would be what I imagine they'd be most highlighted in the water. It's really nice about Prismacolors is you can add quite a few layers, and sometimes even when you think you can't really add more, you can add a little tiny bit more. Okay, now I do want to add a little bit more of the orange. This is the Spanish orange, and it is 1003. I'm hungry. Gosh darn. I think it's because I'm nervous, or I'm just actually thirsty. So I just want to add just kind of like, I don't know, just a little bit of this. I don't want it too orange, but I just like it. I love the orange to yellow. Darker over here, of course. A little bit up because the light wouldn't really reach down there, I don't think. Okay. Is the yellow done? I'm not sure. But I think I'm going to go ahead and grab some of this. Even though you can't see it, I think I'm going to try and add some highlights in the black area with some of the gray. And it may turn out, I may not. So this is the 20% warm gray, which is 1051. And I think there would be kind of like a light reflection here, maybe some here. And I know it's looking darker, which is interesting. I don't know. I didn't really think ahead. But it's adding in the black underneath of it as well. And there. But I think adding this in kind of hard, I'm pressing pretty hard to make it pretty solid, will not really let the black have a big influence when we go. And then we'll add some here. Oh, I forgot about that. That's that 20%. I'm gonna go with this. This is the canary yellow, 916, going back over this. A little bit brighter. Go with the sunburst yellow, 917. Give it some with the shadow there. All right, and we're still using this. I think I'll put some more of this. We're still kind of like, I mean, we're kind of close to being with the yellow, and now we're kind of blocking in some more color of the gray. And I'm looking at the little fin here, and they're see-through, but I found it really kind of hard to like really show that they're see-through in the drawing. You know, I might, if I put a little bit of yellow there, it might work out. I think I'll try it. So they'll be like just a little bit, or it'll look like it's part of the fin, whatever. No big deal either way. Okay, then I'm going to use back to the 20% warm gray 1051. Go in these little lines here. Let me sharpen it more. When I was making this, I mean, to be honest, I didn't realize like how close the lines would be. I have some things that I'll do differently in my next coloring books, but I think this one's pretty good. And if you have harder colored pencils, you can mix colored pencils and stuff like you could use harder colored pencils for these little tiny detail areas, because they go kind of dull kind of fast. And then I think I'll do some light gray in this, but I'll leave it because I want to add whatever color I'm going to use back here. I'll put a little bit in the fin, like how I did this. I don't remember what this was. Oh, this was the darker gray. Well, we'll go with that. This darker gray. 90% cool gray. So apparently I'm mixing warm and cool. Should be fine. I haven't started the beak mouth yet. I haven't decided how I'm going to do it. I think I have to grab a different color. It's got some, I don't know, pinkish. I don't know. That's not a pink. I don't know what color it is of his mouth. But, so we're using this gray. We're blocking in where the color is going to be a little more dark, but not as dark as black. And we know it will be really dark back here. And so we will add black over top of it. I'm using probably pretty light pressure. More pressure than when I did the black, but not hard pressure to get the solid color, if that makes any sense. And I haven't decided what I was going to do with the eyes, so that's why I've left them uncolored. They are black in the photo, but I don't know if I want them to be like solid black right here, because I feel like that'll make them disappear. So we'll see. we'll see when we get there. Okay, bye, Nanya. I'm glad you came. Back off to play homesteader. Nanya was part of my little YouTube group when I was doing farming and stuff, and he stuck around, which is cool. I haven't really been doing a lot of YouTube. Moved here, dabbled here and there. I'm working on adding some videos of coloring the other page that I showed you earlier with the starfish. Kind of hot. I think I just got nervous for some reason. I don't know why. I probably should drink more water. So we'll go lighter pressure on this side. It'll be a little darker because the eyeball there. And you know, if you're coloring this, you don't have to do what I'm doing, unless you want to learn how I'm doing it, which is fine. But if you're someone who just colors right fast, that's great. All of it is right. You can color however you like. I know there's no need to be nervous, but I think I'm having a little bit of low blood sugar, and so it kind of makes me feel weird. But I had my shake, and I'll be fine in a little bit. But morning, I have all kinds of body issues down here. When you turn 35, well, actually, I started way earlier than that for me, but things go downhill. Amanda's still here. I'm glad. Who's all still hanging out and coloring? Or not coloring and just hanging out? You know, I get a lot of comments that I'm lucky that I live down here in the Caribbean. And sometimes I'm like, oh, you know what? It wasn't really luck. Oh, I'm glad you're still here, Amy. Because my husband and I, you know, we had to make a lot of sacrifices to come down. And we wouldn't be able to come down if he didn't work as hard as he does. And if we weren't open. And probably, that's fun. I talked to my dad for a really long time yesterday because I had to help him with his computer, and it was terrible. But we did it. We figured out what we needed to do. My dad lives in Oregon still. And anyway, we came down here. And I don't think it would be as easy for us if we didn't if we didn't previously live in other countries, because this is kind of, I mean, it's a part of the U.S. still, but it's kind of another country because things are just a lot different here. But what does Hubs do for a living? He is he's an IT guy. He's a database IT guy. So he's able to work from home on the computer, which is nice. And he did that before he was in the military. And then he joined the military at kind of a late age. And then when he got out in 2015, he went back to computery stuff. Did that before retirement. Did what? Sorry, I mean, I've said a things while I was talking, so I have to be, you might have to be more specific if I'm not following. But yeah, so he's not with the military anymore, which is fine. Although getting out of the military is, oh, man, even as a spouse, is kind of like crazy. You're like, my friend puts it as, you're like in a cult, and then you're not. You're empty. You're kind of kicked out. Not really kicked out, but you don't have the same affiliations or it's just a lot. It's really a lot different if you don't know that world. Oh, Dad was IT before retirement. Right on. Gotcha now. So it's nice he can work from home. He started working from home with the old company he worked at when the COVID thing. And now he can work from home a lot easier. A lot of people are still working from home. Well, mostly in the IT sector. Some people are able to just, get more done when they're at home. Some people can't, which is fine. So this is where we put lighter gray color. So I was trying not to color over it completely. So we'll try to get this fish done today. And then I don't know. So you guys like this live business? Is it fun? Tell me what you're liking about it. Do you feel like you're learning something, or do you feel like you're actually hanging out with somebody? I do, kind of, if you guys chat. But also I feel like I'm hanging out with myself because I gotta do all the talking. But I always like to live because people can get to know you better. And yeah, I don't know. Coloring. We're still using the 90% cool gray, which is 1067. Kind of going a little bit darker in some areas. I'm a little bit nervous for how this is going to turn out, to be honest. Oh, I'm glad you like it, Amy. I think it's fun. So I probably won't go live over the weekend. It's kind of my time that I hang out with my husband, but maybe I'll go live on Monday or Tuesday. And I'll try to go live at least once more during this 2 weeks of this color along, but maybe we'll try a little bit more than that. A lot of people ask me why we moved down here. Okay, bye, Amanda. See you later, if I'm still here. And it was kind of like, I don't know. It just felt like we needed a new adventure. We had watched the TV show Caribbean Life, where people buy houses down in the Caribbean. And unfortunately, we were watching an older one, so we were like, oh, it was going to be a lot cheaper than it is here. It's not cheap here at all. And anyway, we were just like, we need a new adventure. And I was really, struggling back home, back in Oregon with depression and stuff. But, I really miss my farm. I do miss the location as far as like scenery and stuff in Central Oregon. It's so pretty there. I know it's desert and you wouldn't really think of it necessarily as pretty, but with the colors are kind of muted, but then like when the flowers start to bloom and stuff, there's like high contrast, and it's just different. I mean, I grew up on the western side of Oregon, the green part, and so moving to the middle part, the dry part, was a big change, but I quite liked it. Even though one of the main reasons why we decided to move is because it was really cold in the winters, and my husband got hurt in the military while he was in the military, and so he has a lot of like aches and pains that were exasperated by the pains were exasperated by the cold weather. Amy did similar. You're watching camping and you went and bought an RV, and now RVing is rocking. That's great. That's awesome. My grandparents had an RV when I was little. I would get car sick in it pretty badly, but it was good memories. Are you guys, is it just you and your spouse? Or do you have kids? Or is it just you? We don't have any kids. No children for us. Personal choice. See, we're slowly building up the color. I think I'm going to go a little bit darker here. And of course, you don't have to color this way. It's just kind of what I do. Excuse me. I'm going to use this 20% warm gray. 1051. I'm just going to put it on the peak. I don't know. We're just calling me the mouth beak. Just kind of blocking in this color a little bit. I'm going to go even in the mouth because I think once I use the brownish red color, I think it'll look nice over that warm gray. It's a travel trailer, and it's you, your husband, and a dog. Oh, man, we used to have a dog. He passed away. It was fine. We're fine now. It was in, I think, 2019, and his name was Cooge. He was a Beagle Pit Bull mix. Great dog. Okay, where was I? Oh, yeah, we're on the black because we're basically done with the yellows. And I was just using the 90% warm gray. I think I'm going to do some actual black now. Yeah, I'm going to do a layer of actual black, and then I think I'll add in some indigo blue because nothing ever is just black. There's always other colors, and so I think it will look interesting. Anyway, I think we're getting close to being done. What is your dog's name and what kind is it? I do miss having a dog. I have a cat. His name's Benjamin. He's a really big boy. He's not fat though, but he's just a big cat. And it's kind of funny because all the cats on this island are like really small, and there's a lot of strays here, like a ton. It's a little bit sad, but they're all really small cats, like 8 pound or less. And Benjamin is a very healthy. He's not fat. You look at him, looking down on him, and he does the hourglass thing like animals are supposed to, and and he's 15 pounds, 15 pounds. His name is Bully, and he's a Shih Tzu. That's fun. I think I don't really want another dog because they're super really needy, and I want to do a lot more traveling. Or the dogs that I get are always really super needy. And I want to do more traveling, even though it's kind of hard for me. I want to do more. And so I don't really want a dog. But I think if I got another dog, I would want a small dog. We had a Chihuahua that I got back from an ex for a short period of time before she passed away. And anyway, it was really cute with my husband and her. He would hold her all the time. Never again what? It was just cute because my husband's like 6'3", and so like him holding this teeny tiny little old lady, she was like 15, Chihuahua, was freaking adorable. So hopefully people will come back and watch this. I know it's a little bit long. I may have to plug in my phone here. One sec, let me check. Oh gosh, hold on. I lost it. Where are we? Oh gosh. Sorry about that. I don't remember what I was saying. He will be your only baby, as in you're never getting another dog. Is that what you're saying? Got some packages at the mailbox. Okay, it's 12, 13. I don't have to plug in my phone, but I may plug it in soon. So see how I'm coloring in between, but I know it's not perfectly sharp, but where I went hard with the blue, the black isn't really going over it very much. You can still see the blue. Let me drink some water. Actually, this is looking way better over the camera than it is in person. I love having a cat, though, because he's kind of like a dog, but way less needy. He used to play fetch a lot, actually, but for some reason, since we moved here, he doesn't really. Maybe he'll pick it up again, but who knows? It was really funny because I would just throw, he likes these little puffball toys, and I'll throw them. He used to come bring them back. And if you look at my videos on YouTube, I think I shared it on my Facebook page too, but we're training him to do some tricks and stuff. And so we're working on, what are we doing? He can sit, we put our hand out and he'll tap it with his paw, and we call that paw. And he can spin, and he can sit pretty. And we are trying to get him to lay down. This one, the lay down is really hard on him. I'm not sure why. He just doesn't, I don't know. I'm not sure if he's not getting it or if he's just being stubborn to not do it, but he seems confused. I'm not 100%. It's okay. I don't know if the grays that I added were absolutely necessary. But I added the grays here, like where I wanted it to be lighter, but it ended up that I colored over the gray here. We'll see what happens. I don't know. And then I'm kind of putting a little darkness around where I think the body of the fish would be ish. So like here, I'm putting a little darker because I think his little body would be like boop boop, you know. Try to give him some depth, but I think actually his body would really be up there. But whatever, you know, artistic license. We'll figure it out. Do I do backgrounds? Well, it depends. You know, to be honest, I haven't really colored in a lot of coloring books as an adult. I will do this background. I'll show you what I did. We will do the background, like I said. And for this one, I did this as the background. Hopefully you can see that. So I made that up as I went. I did like, you know, darker to lighter. And so I can do something like that for the other one. And then some of the pages I did add like background swoopies. So, if we don't finish, we're not going to finish this today. I can try to go live more. I may, you know, I'm sorry, I'm not really sure. Like I kind of came up with going live on this on a whim, and because I thought it would be fun. But hopefully you're cool with me not being 100% sure how this is going to work for me. But if I do, I think I could go live unless I'm sitting down on the couch. I could go live if I work on this, and I'll try to work on this on my desk. So I'm not going to say 100% for sure that we'll go live and I'll video everything, but I will try. I can't be super committal, but this is really fun. I feel like, I don't know, I think this is fun. I'm talking a lot. I had to go tell my husband, I was like, no cursing at your computer today. I'm going to go live. Nobody needs to hear that because our place is really small. We bought a condo here, and it's like, well, it's not like really, really small, smaller than our other house. It's like 1,100 square feet. And then the studio we had a balcony connecting to our bedroom, and I'm making this into my art studio, and it is not done, but it is usable. And I had to have a place of my own because my husband was like, oh my gosh, you're so messy. And it's true, I am. Okay, I'm gonna play with this warm gray again. You don't have to do this, but if you want to, because I'm not sure how it's gonna turn out, I just had a hunch. Okay, this is the 1051, and I put in the gray here earlier. I'm just gonna see if I can add some more here and see how that turns out. I do a lot of experimenting. That's how you learn. I don't know what pH means, but I'm assuming like 310 square feet. And it's 38 feet long. I don't know. I don't know what that is, but yeah, I'm sure it's smaller. But our old house back in Oregon was 1680 square feet, and I hated how big it was. It was so hard to clean, and I'm really bad. I'm not good at domestic housewife stuff, but it's a lot easier if it's a small space, that's for sure. So I'm kind of going in hard with this gray because I don't like the black will still color over it because it's black, but it won't be as much, I don't think. So I'm kind of just doing super saturated by kind of coloring hard, which isn't as hard on my hands as coloring hard with the colored pencils was. I'm kind of go here. I might try to add some white, but we'll see. I don't know. And I think I put some up here. I don't know. I don't love it. I don't hate it. Here. Bunkhouse. Oh, okay. Right on. My craft room is a 5x10 balcony. Well, it used to be a balcony. We put windows in to close it in. Okay. And this is, again, the 90% gray, cool gray, 1067. And I thought I would just kind of go in that mid, right before it would be black area, I think. I'm guessing. Making random decisions. And it looks like his little beak here, well, mouth. So I have the yellow there. I'll just do it like black-ish. We'll see. I'm gonna do really light right here because I'm still not 100%. I mean, it's gonna be dark now, obviously, but still not 100% how I'm gonna color it. So I'm kind of tired of doing layers. I'm sure there's a lot more people that are way more patient than I am. I'm kind of going a little darker. And then I know they'll be dark right there because of the bubble eyeball. And there's like so much you can do with the shading that will make it, look, some parts look like they're more forward and some parts look like they're more back in the image. It's kind of cool. And I'll try to say what I'm doing. I've done art stuff for a really long time, so it's kind of hard to remember why I'm doing stuff because it's kind of like a habit for me. So this is my first coloring book that I published, and I definitely want to do more. I don't really know for sure the subjects yet. I might do some more island stuff. I kind of have a little bit of ideas rolling around in my head, but I don't know. It's still kind of like on the back brain burner of what I'm going to do. I definitely want to do more. I have some notebooks that I published too. And my favorite one is, I'll show you real, oops, sorry. I knew that was going to show you. It's all warped because it's been sat open, but this is my favorite one. You can't even see the whole thing there. Kind of. This is my art piece called Everything is Wonderful, and this is I call it a commonplace notebook, and it's got 370 pages, and I just love it. I use it for everything. I tear out pages from it for my, I tear out pages to cut out. I tear out pages to doodle on. I kind of just use it for everything. It's one of those kind of sort of catch-all books. I wanted to be more purposeful with it, but I just end up not. So, I'll do a little bit darker here. How do I feel about it? It's definitely not done. But we're definitely getting closer. This is black, by the way. So when you guys color, how do you normally have your colors? I don't know. Sometimes I'll do one color at a time. but I'm noticing now, since I started coloring in the, what is it? A Frog's Tale by R.J. Hampson. It's such a cute coloring book. I'm really enjoying it. What will take you a week? The coloring page? Sorry, I'm lost. It just also know there's a little bit of delay between you typing and pressing enter and for when it shows me it. And I do apologize about that, but that's just a thing with the internet. So I'm sorry if I feel like I'm not like on the same page. I'm really trying. So if you're here on YouTube, I'm also live on Facebook and vice versa. So there's comments coming in from Facebook, and sometimes there hasn't been comments coming in from YouTube, but I don't think you guys can see each other's comments unless I post it to the video. Hi, Anna. Glad to see you here. Are you here to hang out? We started this a couple hours. Oh, not a couple. An hour and how long does it say I've been live for? It says I've been live for an hour or 45 minutes. So we've been here a while already, but I think this will post the full video when I am done here. So you'll be able to go back if you like to view the whole thing and see how we picked colors and stuff like that. I think coloring's fun. So far, I haven't really done a lot of adult coloring. I think I tried a while back, and I never really, I just colored in the mouth bit a little bit with black, the inside. But since I published my own coloring book, then I really wanted to get more into the community. So I gotta stop coloring so I can finish my thought. I wanted to get more, sorry about that. That was kind of loud. More into the community, which I didn't realize, like, people take this, like, I can see your comments. I'm glad that you're coloring. I think it might take a minute for the comments to show, but I don't really know. Oh gosh, the coloring community. I gotta stop looking at the chat so I can finish my thought. So I didn't realize like how seriously people took this, which is fine, or how big of a community it was. But I'm really enjoying the community because I'm finding people are very supportive of each other, very positive in general. There's crappy people everywhere, but I haven't come across very many in the coloring community yet. And me, I'm just someone else. If I really am upset by what you said, I'll block the person. I don't need that. We don't need that negativity in my life. But okay, there. Yeah, I finished my thought. Anyway, I like the coloring community. People are really kind. And so I'm gonna try and stay in, but I do have ADHD, and so I lose interest in things sometimes. So I'll end up doing something else or something for a little while. I might come back to something, I might not. I can't believe we did this in 2 hours. Seemed like a long time for me. So one thing that I think is unique about the coloring book I made is I made it 7x10. Most coloring books are like 8.5 by 11, like a regular letter size paper. But even so, I think I like coloring smaller. It's a little bit more transportable. I don't know. I'm new to publishing colored books, obviously, but I think it's a fun. I wanted it to be unique and different, so it could stand out a little bit, and I think it does. I'm glad you're hanging out, Angela. I'm sorry you're feeling icky. I understand that with medications. Super sucks. I kind of headache today. I took a ibuprofen earlier to help with my hand. I woke up and my hand was hurting pretty bad. I think that was from drawing on my iPad yesterday. It might have been like death gripping the eye pencil. So I'm going to try to leave this lighter so that it, the contrast between like this part here and it is still there, so it doesn't like disappear. I don't know. I think I usually like to kind of like burnish everything, like make it like how we did here, instead of having these light colors where the tooth or the tooth of the paper didn't get filled in, you know, because that gives it kind of shading, like light versus dark shading. And I don't always do that, but I think especially if you're using black, unless you're doing like a black background, and you just want it solid black. But I think for black animals, you gotta have highlights, or else it's just gonna look like a solid black blob. Well, you do know this book has turtles in it too. And so kind of when I was making this, the reason why I chose the critters that I did is because I've seen them. And that felt like something, I don't know, that was like what my mind said it had to be. Had to be creatures that I have seen. Because I took pictures to draw these. Took pictures of the animals that I saw underwater. And I have yet to have seen a seahorse in real life. People have seen them here, and I'm super jealous about it. And they are here, but I just haven't seen it with my own eyes and haven't taken a picture. So I don't know if my brain will let me do something I haven't seen. If I want to make it realistic, I feel like it has to be something I've seen. But if I did like a cartoony, like more illustrative, or versions, then I think that will be okay. But like real, because this is what they look like. This is the actual shape. This is biologically correct. What is that? Anatomically. Anatomically. I think that's the right word. Correct. So this is like actually what they look like, actually. And for me, that was important in this particular book. But I am working on ideas for others, and I really like seahorses too. So I hope I can come up with something that'll work for my brain, that my brain will let me do. It sounds silly, but it's a thing in my head. I am a neurodivergent person, and I have weird things that happen with my brain. Like for a while there, when we first moved here, I could not let myself do laundry on other days except for Tuesdays. I don't know why. It's gone away. That problem of only being able to do laundry on certain days has gone away. But yeah. So before I move on, I'm feeling kind of done with the black. I may add more later. I want to really focus on the mouth and the eyes. And I think I'm going to do the eyes kind of an orangey, even though they are not, they're black in real life, as far as I know. I think I want to do an orangey. So I'm going to start out with my lighter orange. Actually, sorry. Okay. I'm going to start out with a light layer of the canary yellow, which is 916. Just a very light layer. Okay. Then I'm going to go, what did we decide? On my lightest orange. It's hard. Now, I think we decided earlier it was the sunburst, but now it feels like the, now it feels like Spanish orange. So I'm going to go with the Spanish orange, which is 1003. And I'm going to do a light layer over that yellow. And I'm not coloring those white spots because that's the highlights of the eyeball. But if you do accidentally, color them in, you can take like a paint pen or gel pen and dot over them to bring back that little highlight. And I think highlights in eyeballs, they make the critter look more alive, more lively. I think a blue would have been fine too, like this matching of a blue, the same down here, or even like this green. But I think the orange yellow kind of called to me. So now I'm going to the darker yellow that I pulled out, which is a yellowed orange, which is 1002. Bully's at the door. Okay, see you later, Amy. I'll still be here probably for a little while. We'll see. But I feel like it's wrapping up this particular part anyway. So where do I want to put these? So this definitely, the darker orange has to go over here for sure on this side because the light. Okay, we'll do that the same here then. And then I feel like it's not quite orange enough, so I'm gonna go back in my colors and find a little bit more orangey red orange to make it stand out. So I'm pulling out Poppy Red 922 and Cadmium Orange Hue, which is 1118, and Pale Vermilion, which is 921. And then I'm going to just real quick color these here on this extra page to see what orange I really want to be on there. So I often use Poppy Red for stuff like this, but I think the Pale Vermilion was feeling the best for now. So I'm just gonna pick a part of this eye and do like half of it, half of this part a little darker. And then I'm gonna go back. So I didn't end up using the cadmium or the Poppy Red, so I'm gonna put those back. This was the Pale Vermilion 921. So I'm gonna go back and get that orange color that we decided was the darker orange, which I don't honestly freaking know for sure. I'm gonna decide it's 1003 right now. They're so close in color that it's just yeah. So we're gonna do that there, and then we'll do it all around here. There. So I'm gonna call that done. And okay, so here for the mouth, we're looking at this picture here, and I noticed there's just some color here on the mouth. It's kind of like a browny color. Maybe pumpkin orange. Yeah, I'm gonna try that. So I'm gonna do that like on here. I'm going to put a little bit in the mouth, but I'm going to go with a little bit more red to make it a little more darker, I think, or more reddy color. I'm going to take that Poppy Red from earlier. Pumpkin Orange is 1032, and Poppy Red is 922. And I'm going to go in here and I'm lightly doing it. Lightly adding in the red. And I'll go back with this pumpkin orange. I'm going to sharpen it again. Then going over this mouth part again, I think I'm going to add a little bit more orange. This kind of orange, which is the yellowed orange, the 1002. Just kind of make it stand out a little bit more from the mouth. And I'm going to go to the black and just go lightly over the mouth, the open mouth part, just to give it more contrast between the lips and the open mouth part. It's kind of a small space, so I apologize for that. And I'm going to, oh yeah, I remember I was going to do some indigo blue. So I'm pulling the shadow around, the shadow of the mouth around like that. Make sure this is a solid black right there. Okay, so I wanted to take indigo blue. I was talking earlier about how nothing is like a solid black. So I'm just gonna, I don't know, this is gonna be a kind of a how I feel kind of addition, and I don't know if you're gonna be able to really see it on your side, but I'm gonna go over the darker parts mostly. I think I'll probably add quite a bit, some over the lighter parts too, to give it kind of like a blue, a little bit of a blue hue, and make the colors just slightly different where they're really close to the same. Like the fin. No, I don't think, I mean, I can barely see it on my end, but you can kind of see it. It's just a way to give it a little bit of unique details. And you absolutely do not have to do this, especially if you're like, what's the point? I don't really see it. I think I should plug in my phone. Sorry, it's going to shake the video a little. There. It'll stop shaking in a sec. So, adding the blue. The blue. So you can see it when there's more light parts right there. You can barely, but you can. I don't know if you can, but I can. Which is what matters? Question mark. But we're doing this. This might be the final step. Maybe. Mix more, a little bit solid black colors on the very, well, it's blue, but more solid, less white spots showing. And a little bit here. Try not to get it on the yellow. Not a big deal if it does. We'll just call it reflection of something. Very, very close. Very close. Oh my god. Just a reflection. That's all. So I'm doing a dark here because it seems right. Feels right. Feels more right. Maybe more dark here. Oh, it looks good. Go a little bit dark up here, especially when it looks like it's a little bit curved in, and then it looks like it's lighter up here. Just do a light layer of blue over this wider portion. To here, of course, as well. Make this a little darker. A little darker underneath where the tail overlaps the body a little bit. And so the only thing I'm not super pleased about is right here. And it's because like there's not a lot of definition between the fin and the body. And if you look at the reference, there really just isn't a lot of definition of that anyway, because the fins, they're like pretty see-through. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the white. I'm going to attempt to put a little bit of a line here so that it looks like it is. I'm drawing over the black line of the coloring book here. I'm not going to do it there. I'll probably add more black again, but helps a little bit. Obviously, you don't have to do that if you don't want to. But I think that is helpful. I'm going to go back and I put some white right there. I'm going to go back and re-add the black here in front of the fin. Put a little more solid white. And if you didn't want to use colored pencil, I'm using colored pencil because I'm lazy and I'm not going to pull out my paint pens. But you could add white, like actual white. That is like a white acrylic paint pen. That would be nice. Because they'll have some bright reflections sometimes, depending on how close they are to the top of the water, the light source. Okay, so this is white, and I remember that I colored some gray down here earlier, so I'm just adding some white to see if I can lighten it up. It may not work, and it may, so you don't have to do this if you think it doesn't look very good. I'm not sure how I feel about it, to be honest, but it's not the worst ever. So, okay, final look at it. Decide, sorry, I bumped the cord. This seems, I'm going to put more black here because the contrast is high already. I'm going to put that white a little bit more. Put the white here to try and separate. Kind of worked, kind of didn't. Well, I'm going to call it for this fish. I think adding white. If I do anything big changes, I'll try to at least tell you next time if I remember. Sometimes when I noticed that I colored over a black part, like I don't know if you can see right there, I colored some yellow over the eyeball or the pupil part of the eyeball. So I'm going back and I'm just adding some black over it too. not show that I colored over it because it made the eyeball shape look a little bit funny. I don't do that every time, but when I feel like it helps, I'll do it. Because it kind of looks funny. That's one downside of colored pencils is that, you know, compared to like marker, I don't know, marker I feel like allows the original lines to show through, but when you color light color over the lines of a coloring book, it puts that light color on the line. It makes the line disappear a little bit. And again, this is not necessary. I'm just a picky. Hey, Bruce is here. He is a friend from when I was homesteading. He's here over on YouTube hanging out. And we're just about done here, Bruce, but I'm glad you stopped in. We colored this together, and I kind of talked through my process. And of course, if you want to watch it later, it will be up on my YouTube. I think it'll still show on my Facebook as well. Right now, I'm just kind of going over parts where I feel like I put light color over the lines of the coloring book, and I feel like it looks weird without the dark color back, or that separation that it originally had. Not necessary. I'm just weird. But I did it on purpose there. So, and I'll link my, now that we're pretty much done here, I'll relink my coloring book and my link tree, which you can find everything on there, all of my socials. You could check out my online stores. You never got a notification. Sorry. I don't know why. Probably because like nobody checks out my channel from the home study thing anymore. But so this is my link tree. I can close that now. My link tree. And like I said, it has everything on it, all of my socials. You'll be able to find my coloring book, my online shops, everything there. And this is what we did today. And if you colored along, I hope that I did an okay job talking how I went. I'll put these away when I'm done. And let's see, trying to show closer, but in wrong way, absolutely wrong way. Sorry. Here we go. So that's what we did today. Hopefully I did an all right job talking as I went. And if you were trying to make it look like mine, I hope you were able to. And if you have any questions, you can send me an email or comment or whatever. You comment on Facebook, anything. But I'm going to shut this down. It is 1 p.m. here. I have some mail to pick up. And so I really appreciate you guys hanging out. And I will try to go live again when I'm coloring. And so that I live in the U.S. Virgin Islands. I think it's same time zone as the East Coast right now. It's 1 o'clock. Now that they've changed it hours, we don't have time changes here. So if I do go live, it'll be during the daytime. And not when my husband is off work. So probably not on the weekends, but I probably won't go live tomorrow. Probably, well, I might. I won't say I won't, but I might go live tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see. I might need some time to myself. But Monday, probably. But yeah, so that's that part we'll probably do the big fish next, and then work on the background and stuff, or we might work on the background. I don't know. It'll depend on how I feel, but I will see you next time, and thanks for hanging out. Bye.